Hit that intro.
Y'all stressing me out. We gonna get to you in a moment. We gonna get to y'all. It's okay.
Whoa.
The Red Hawks.
Your bird sound hurt.
I'm still hoarse, man. I'm still hoarse.
Whoa. All right. Well, let's hit that intro.
Let's get it.
We're back with Let's Hoop every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. There's no better place for fan interaction with SkyWest stats, highlights, and more. Tune in live for the best SkyWest talk, upcoming matchups, and uplifting moments. Let's Hoop, presented by SkyWest Basketball.
You feel better?
We still got smoke, or because that was aggressive. He's like, no, I'm gonna deal with you in a minute.
Nah, we gonna get to that later on.
Okay. All right.
But y'all tap in. I don't see no one in the chat just yet. But let's go ahead and knock out this top 10.
Yep. Top 10, let's get it. Well, thoughts?
You know, Sunday was interesting for sure.
Yeah, I like it. I like defense. So blocks.
Oh, absolutely.
Blocks.
Defense was on full display this week. For sure.
Absolutely.
Like number 9 and number 10 was like, yeah, I got you. Then like, yeah, I got you back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we were talking about that on the actual broadcast of that game because, you know, Tate went up and Danny got him. It was oh snap. Like, Danny got him, and then Tate came right back on the other end and got Danny back. It was like, ooh,
yeah,
that's what we like to see.
Yep, it's called pride.
Right.
It's called pride.
Indeed.
Then Barry snatching people. You know what I'm saying?
Barry's was disrespectful.
It was.
Man. It was like that. You do that to like a little kid in the backyard, like your little brother. You know, you're playing against your little brother in the backyard. Get that mess out of here. Give me that. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So TJ, yeah, you was in there. He said that was my block 8 compared to the other highlights. But TJ, you was in there, bro. Like he was in there. I don't know how the measuring stick goes, but
I mean, what are we basing it? Because I ain't gonna lie. if you actually pause it where he met the shot at the peak,
TJ was
like he about this far above the rim.
Yeah, he was
like
jumping like he was 20.
Yeah, he like they said it in the broadcast, like his legs felt good that day. I'm like, yeah, they did.
Yeah, must have been, man. TJ, what you been doing, bro? Like, I don't know. What you been doing, TJ? Huh? What have you been doing?
I just said Pilates.
Pallets. He been doing pallets. Oh man. Oh, no block from Rock. Here we go. Oh, what up, Coach Scott? Hey, what up, Ryan? What's up? Way to tune in.
All right, y'all. Baby. Let's get into it. All right. So the first game we had Warriors versus Panthers. This game definitely was very interesting. We had Warriors came on top, 92-88. We'll start with you, Darius. What are your thoughts? Now, a lot happened. Yeah. So let's just break it up. Go ahead.
All right. So we'll talk basketball first.
There we go.
Basketball first. Honestly, I thought it was a really good game, to be honest. Yeah. Just overall, just from a basketball standpoint. Now, one thing I will say, just for the Panthers, and I thought this was going to be a bigger problem than it ended up being, but the Panthers were not defending the corners well at all. And that's how Gary and some of the other shooters were able to kind of get off a little bit.
Right.
Because, essentially, them corners were wide open. Now, what I also found interesting was, and I think this is something that the Warriors is going to have to look at, because I've seen this the first 2 games of their season, is that defensively teams are daring Danny to shoot. So Danny's going to have to find a way to navigate his way around that. And honestly, just because all that has to happen, because he's so dangerous going to the basket, all that has to happen is a couple of those got to go in. And now they got to at least play him honest. But like with these first 2 games, they've been straight disrespecting his shot. Mm-hmm. Like, we dare you to shoot. Go ahead, please shoot. And I think that's another, you kind of give the defense a little, they can relax a little bit when you aren't keeping them honest. It's kind of like the same problem we used to have back in the day with the Wolverines when you used to want B. Woods to shoot, because it's it's like the defense knows like you're not really looking to shoot. You really want to get people involved. Absolutely. So it's kind of like the same thing, but just it's not that you're not looking to shoot. They're just not worried about you shooting. Right. So again, he can hit those. So it's just like those got to drop, because right now, like I said, they're like, go ahead, please shoot. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But all in all, I think it was a great game. Tate looked a little bit more. You could see that he was a little more aggressive this game, so he was close to being back to himself. Well, not all the way back to himself, but closer to being back to himself.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a good game overall.
It was. Panthers went down pretty far at one point. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, it seemed like the game's kind of getting away. I didn't know what was going to happen. But, they came back and, Champ looked over there at us. I was like, well, I don't know why he's looking at me. I ain't say nothing. but he's like, yeah, I'm a coach. Yeah, and he's right. He is a good coach. And with what happened, basically those guys, man, they play with heart. They don't quit. And, they came back and it ended up going into overtime, So, but I do think one thing, and Champ and I talked about this, I think it was at the very end, he took a timeout. And it was somebody with 3 seconds left, and somebody was wide open for a layup. And I understood what Champ was trying to do because he wanted to draw something up. But at the same time, like as a coach, sometimes you have to say, man, you have to see it and be like, oh, okay, he's open. Let me hold that timeout. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Champ was wrong per se. I just don't think he saw it, because I think what happened is at the end of the game, it was like, okay, if they miss, I'm going to call a timeout automatically versus it being organic. And sometimes as good as coaches are, sometimes you can overcoach in those moments. And I think it was a one-track mind, like, I'm going to call a timeout. And he wasn't looking, and I don't believe he really saw what was available until, you get what I'm saying, until he caught the timeout. Was like, and I think he even was like, oh man, like when he called it. So, for me, I just think that was one thing Champ wish he could have took back. He and I talked about it, because that was pretty much a game winner. So, but well coached both sides. Got to talk about Rashad in the sense of he showed more domination this game than he did, the last game. I do think he settled less. He settled a lot less. But I got to really give a shout out to Barlow. Barlow was all over the place, rebounding, scoring, doing what he does, playing defense. He's just a hustler, man. He's an engine that never stops. And he's one of the guys that I've said that the Warriors can really play through. Him, some of the younger cats that's on that team. I do think if the veterans kind of, I'm not saying they need to move out of the way, but sometimes they need to move over and let them cook a little bit. And that does two things. One, it gets the teammates involved and gets them going. And the other thing, it gives the vets a little rest, that they don't have to work so hard to try to make everything happen themselves.
Yeah.
So, and I think they did a little bit more of that this game.
Interesting. All right, so to the non-basketball part. So everybody, I'm sure at this point, has heard or seen that there was an altercation, or we call it spade a spade. It was a fight that took place on Sunday. In that game, it's kind of unfortunate because both players that were involved in the fight, they are players that make a difference, on their teams. It's like, those kind of ones where it's like, nah, don't get kicked out like that. Like, your team needs you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, on the Panthers, JP, he had like when me and Champ talked about it, he's like a Josh Hart type player.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, like I said, that definitely was a terrible situation. However, I will say, do you know that's the first, when we talk about an actual fight in Sky West, that's probably the first one in like 6 years. Probably the first one in like 6 years, close to. Something like that. So either way, though, just want to remind everybody that, would be watching or whatever, Sky West, we have a strict no fighting policy. So both of those players, unfortunately, will not be able to return. They are, like I said, they're still always, Sky West brothers, all the above, but we have a zero tolerance for fighting. If anybody knows anything about what we do here at Sky West, that's not what we promote. That's not what we're here for. And we just can't do that. So, again, no love lost for them. We understand, we're all men, we're all grown men at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And, we know tempers flare, things get heated. There are things that both sides could have done differently. There are things that, myself sitting in this seat might have went the same exact way, depending on what's going on as a man first. You know what I'm saying? So we understand, but again, the rule is the rule. So we can't bend on that. So,
yep.
But other than that, it was a great game. That's why I said I hate that even had to be a part of it.
It put a damper on it.
Yeah, because like the game itself was great. Like everybody was performing. Kobe had a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game was a great game.
Speaking of Kobe, remember we was talking about the rebounds?
Yeah, we were
last
wrong.
week.
Yeah, we were wrong.
Yeah.
We will on live say that we were wrong.
Yeah,
Kobe, we apologize, brother.
I took the stats for that game for the Panthers, and he had 13 rebounds. So he's like not far from the 16 he had last week. So yeah,
they said they deserve a 4-game suspension at most. That ain't the rule. The contract y'all signed, y'all know what it is. And you've been here a while, Lance. You know from day one, y'all, the rule. Mm-hmm. We don't play that, and we don't play it for a reason. It's to keep that stuff down. And out here, like we ain't that over here. So, that just kind of is what it is. I get it though, because even like in the league, you get a certain amount of games and all that, but they got 83. So 82. So
right.
But anyway, moving on from that. We can move on to the.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just get into it because I'm so disappointed.
Oh,
I don't want to get into it at all, actually. Not even a little bit.
All right. Red Hawks versus Black Ice. Black Ice did take the cake with 69, and Redemption got 49. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I was so disappointed.
God.
I was so disappointed in y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing to say.
We gonna get to you, but let's come on, Scott. What you gotta say?
Red Hawks. it's kind of hard to put your finger on what's going on because they have a point guard problem and they have a point guard on the team. So it's kind of, I don't know. They went with Wando this time, and I think Wando is more of a score first type guy, and I don't think he's a pure point guard. Not to say he don't have skills. It's just he's just not a point guard, So it was kind of weird to me that TJ was sitting on the bench, and people might disagree with me, but I mean, I do think TJ should have been on the court. I do think when he came on the court, he actually made somewhat of a difference when he did come on the court. But overall, I think it's a lack of trust. I don't think the Redhawks trust each other.
Definitely.
It's not a lot of assist on that team. It's not a lot of passing on that team. It's like it feels like when I get the ball, it's time for me to score. Now I got the ball. And because everybody's like that, nobody gets to touch the ball like that. So they all feel like I have to score when I get the ball.
Right. It looked like it was a lot of individuals playing against each other versus a team working together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe, now don't get me wrong, like in watching the game, like by halftime, after halftime, I think it took roughly 4 minutes for either team to score.
Yep.
It was horrible. In the third quarter, but you can say defense was great, at that point.
Yeah.
But because of the Redhawks struggle in, the first half, they continued to struggle even after those 4 minutes, and Black Ice kind of took off on them. And then you get the bickering on the bench, and everybody's talking to each other, and everybody's right and everybody's wrong at the same time. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So. And basically what happened is everybody gets discouraged. And what happens first is the effort on defense goes away.
Absolutely.
When the effort on defense goes away, it gets out of hand because defense is something that takes a lot of heart and a lot of belief. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of that. And when you have the players just, fussing and arguing, and then they're not getting back on defense, or they're getting beat on defense, and then they're like, well, I expected you to do this, or I expected you to switch, or I expected you, it's just, it puts the teams in shambles. So and I just think that the Redhawks broke down. Like at some point they were close, but it just broke down, whereas Black Ice, even though they're still a new team, it seemed like they have their pieces together. They're a little bit more together. They're not fussing and arguing with each other as much as either. So, and I just think some leadership needs to come out of somewhere for the Redhawks in order for them to get somewhere, because I do think they have the talent on paper.
Absolutely.
But as of right now, it's just the organization right now is somewhat in a disarray, as far as the players. That's my take on it.
See, this is why I wanted somebody else to come, because I didn't want to even have to talk about this. All right. So, first of all, Backus said it in the chat. He said, valuing playing time over wanting to win. I'm not going to speak a lot on that. I'll let the chat do what they will with that and take it where they want. First and foremost, to your comment about the organization, we definitely are in that place of needing to solidify the coaching situation, just because that's number one. Whenever you all have the same thing on and everybody's trying to, suggest, it doesn't matter who it's coming from, it's from a peer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there has to be that clear distinction of this is the voice and this is who we ultimately are listening to. And if you don't listen to that person, come have a seat. I'll shout Champ out with this one. This was when he first got to SkyWest, one of the things that I heard him say like loudly across the floor, I don't care who you are, you'll come sit down.
Yep.
And it's just like statements like that, having a coach that will essentially say that, like, I don't care who you are, if you don't do what I'm asking you to do or execute the game plan, you're going to come sit down. So we definitely need that voice. And I think, honestly, I believe that will solve a lot of the problem. as opposed to everybody going out and just kind of doing what they think needs to be done,
Mhm.
but actually having. I mean, I said this maybe it was last season when I said, without not having a coach is like sending an army into battle without a general.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like at that point, everybody gonna do what they think
Right.
they should do. They're gonna attack however they feel like they should attack. But like with military, there's a chain of command for a reason.
Mhm.
A lot of times the general don't even go out and fight.
No.
The general, he's watching, he's analyzing, he's doing all the things. So, the war is bad if the general end up having to fight. Anyway, that's another subject. Sorry, y'all, I get into that type of stuff. But the point is, like I said, that I think that will fix most of the problems. And then after that is just buy-in. Everybody buying in, just to what will the identity be, and is everybody willing to, buy into that? Whether there's a lot of, whether there's a lot of playing time this game or a little playing time this game or whatever. So yeah, I'm trying. I'm on the team, so I don't want to say too much locker room wise.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to violate locker room code.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of them things where it's just like just didn't. I mean, y'all saw it from the beginning. We came out flat. There was no offensive fire in the beginning.
Mm-mm.
Like we weren't able to get the score. And I mean, defensively, we let Black Ice, we let Malik get off to a hot start. Brendan was getting screened.
Mhm.
We weren't talking, weren't stepping up. I mean, it's just the team things that, basically means that team got to come together. Like, you work on that stuff in practice and all that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, the team's got to come together, man.
Yeah, and I gotta, I always have to make statements. Malik last year, you remember I said, I might have to put his nickname on the shelf.
Oh yeah,
Heat check. He was heat checked Sunday. He was definitely heat checked Sunday. So, but yeah, I know Tyler mentioned something. I think I did mention, ball movement and stuff like that. Like I just think it was a lot of one-on-one stagnation. And it was just like boom, boom, boom. And it was a couple of times where Mason doesn't post up a lot, but when he does, it felt like the ball didn't get to him quick enough. And there was a chance for Black Ice to notice that he was posting up. And then once the ball went to him, it got stolen a lot of times. So it's just kind of like one of those things, man, that those are cerebral things that has to happen. I just think it's no cohesiveness. That's just basically what it is. It's like, man, every man for himself out there.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So,
DJ, I literally said if the general has to fight, the war is really, really bad. I know the general don't go to fight. I know how that works. All right, go ahead. We can keep moving.
That's because he's.
I mean, I get it, but I'm like, I know the general doesn't fight. Go ahead.
Yeah, but another note, if our beloved community coach would love to help y'all out,
Oh wow,
that would be great.
Wow.
Community coach is crazy.
They're
I
talking.
forgot y'all.
You're talking.
I know
about.
what you're talking about. I just forgot that was the name they gave him.
Oh my goodness, y'all are so filthy.
We love our community coach.
Who's calling somebody else filthy?
Oh,
You're
bro.
calling somebody else filthy?
Hey man, I say
It's
some
all
stuff.
love. It's
Wow.
all love.
Whoa, okay, Sky.
Funny times, man.
All right, let's get into the third game. We had Wolves versus Titans. Wolves did take the cake this game, 76, and Titans ended up with 62. All right, Darius, what's your thoughts?
I'm trying to decide if I was gonna go here or not, but
Go ahead.
nah, I ain't even gonna do it. I ain't even gonna do it. I think social media did enough last week about the Goon versus Sky scenario. I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna go there. However, the game itself, I honestly, you guys went into the game, Wolverines. Y'all went into the game and y'all were the underdogs. I mean, we sat here in this seat. I was staying here and I stand corrected. I did not pick the Wolves.
Okay. Not too much. Not too much.
So neither of us picked the Wolves, and yeah, y'all were the underdogs. I don't think anybody picked y'all. I mean, the Titans literally looked that impressive the week prior
Absolutely.
to where it was just like, yeah, nah. And then, of course, the stigma of you guys being in a rebuild, all the different things. So it's just kind of one of the things where you've always done this, being able to spot talent and put a team together. So I think it showed that you had a phenomenal draft, number one, because between Trent, Tez, and Frank, I mean, those three alone, I mean, you drafted others as well, but just those three alone, you know, your big three, if we will call it, out of your draft class, those three alone, they, especially Frank, because Frank was like, he was one of the ones, even if you look at like Draft Room and all the kind of stuff like that, like he wasn't one of the bigger names that people were talking about or whatever, even though people knew what he could do. You know, Frank wasn't one of the bigger names. And now he's very talked about now because everybody's like, yo, this dude, he's a pest on defense. Like he bothers people. He makes people uncomfortable. So I just think kudos to you with the drafting job that you did. And then not only are you able to get your ingredients, but you put them together and you mix them nicely. So with that, the way that you rotated the guys, the way you brought these new guys in with the old guys, and, you know, just basically made it all cohesive. I mean, the game was at a point to where, you know, everybody was able to touch the floor just about, where typically your rotation is tighter. So, you know, I think that just kind of went to show that you guys had a good control, you know, of the game. On the Titan side, I don't think they were as precise as they were the first week. I mean, the first week, I saw a few to no mistakes with the Titans the first week. This time it was a little different. You know, we definitely saw a little bit more. But even still, you know, you had guys like Barry, you know, on the defensive end snatching disrespectful blocks, and you know, James, you know, slicing through the defense, getting layups. You know, Don doing what Don does. I mean, all the above. I think defensively, y'all played. Don very well, and not letting him get super comfortable, because you know Don is one of those guys. He's gonna get his shot.
Absolutely.
What you need, the best you can do, is make him uncomfortable, and I think y'all did a great job doing that. But yeah, I just think it was a great game overall. It's just you guys, based on the way the Titans looked the first week, you guys definitely performed the upset with, like I said, the way they looked the first week combined with you all are a fairly new team with everything that you guys have. So yeah, I think it was a great game overall.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I appreciate all the love and all of that stuff. You know, I heard them when I went back and rewatched the game. I heard Champ talking and, you know, talking about, you know, Sky did this and Sky did that. And, you know, I'm just like, it's cool. But, man, I want to shout out my players. My players are, man, I'll fall on the sword for my players, man. My players are, like, they execute the game plan. They listen. They go out there and they play ball for each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had a time in the game where, you know, one player had a turnover. It was kind of, some players were fussing at him. And one thing that I wanted the team to know is we don't play against each other. We play against the other team. So it wasn't the Wolves versus the Wolves. It's the Wolves versus the Titans. I will address the social media. I ain't know nothing about it. I absolutely, I don't do social media like that. You know, I don't do the trash talk. I don't do any of that stuff because I respect everybody. And a lot of times you talk trash, your foot gets put in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't do that, man. I respected the Titans. I still respect the Titans as a good team. You get what I'm saying? So
Whose foot got put in their mouth?
So I'm just saying in general. Don't try that. I'm saying in general.
I was just trying to do to you what you do to all of us.
I know what you're saying, but a lot of times that happens, you know, when you start bragging and all of that stuff, you know. So, but for real, like I still respect that team, still respect what they had. I just think we wanted it more. Just on paper and looking last week, like you said, they looked like that team. Like it was, you know, and but they look comfortable as well. And our job was to go out there and make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what the game plan was make them uncomfortable. And my thing is, I can say it all day, but the players have to go do it. So I want to give a huge shout out to my players. You know, I'm just here to motivate them, man. And they go out there and execute the plan. You know, they got the win. I'm just a part of it. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it, wholeheartedly. So I'll take it that way.
Alicia, any closing thoughts?
No, I do feel like it was definitely a different Titans that we got this week versus last. But I mean, again, the Wolves, they came out and did their thing. The energy was there, the teamwork was there. So yeah, I think y'all did great. Shout out to Coach Scott. All right, y'all. So we finna go to a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Willie King, and I'm so excited to be coming to you as one of the newest commissioners of SkyWest Basketball. The thing that draws me to SkyWest Basketball is the opportunity to help men to grow, to strengthen relationships, and also to teach them how basketball and working as a team can help them to grow in their everyday lives. This really kind of goes back to when we first started. This started out as a form of ministry and growing men, and how that it has grown over the years in competition, but it's kept its central focus, which is to grow young men and helping them to be successful in life. I'm so excited to meet each and every one of you and serving in this newest role. I'm looking forward to a great season.
All right.
Shout out to Willie King, by the way.
Shout out to Willie King. Shout out to Willie King.
Yep. And also, man, look, hey, y'all on here, I'm gonna say this a lot. Get the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. What's that button? You go, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe.
Turn on post
Get the likes
notifications.
up. You know what
share.
I'm saying? Do all of that stuff, y'all. You know, we out here working. You know, we trying to do what we do. So if y'all like what we do, hey man, give us a thumbs up. All right.
All right, so we got the Chargers versus the Savages. All right, Chargers took the cake, got 75 at the end. Savages ended with 69. Darius, we'll start with you.
Well, first thing I got to do when it comes to this game, I got to shout out my boy TJ on the Savages. TJ is one of those guys where he has a chip on his shoulder because he feels like his game gets overlooked a lot. Mm-hmm. When people talk about a lot of the better players in the league, they don't mention him. You know, just a lot of things like that. And I think TJ just kind of reminded everybody yesterday, Sunday rather, that, hey, I'm still one of those guys, you know, where I can, you know, help lead my team, you know, to victory. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, first off, I got to shout out TJ and then the Savages as a whole. You know, the Chargers are a, you know, championship caliber team. You know, they've been in the championship, either the championship or, you know, playoffs or winning the championship. Like, their name has been a part of, you know, all of it within the past 4 or 5 seasons. So, and they only get better every year because people decide to continue to give them first round picks. But anyway, they finish as a championship team and then have 2 first round picks. Hey, whatever. Neither here nor there. But like I said, TJ, he was hooping. The Savages as a whole, they were hooping. PJ's gonna give you what he gives you. DRC was, not DRC. They built kind of the same. Roy. He was he looked better this week as well. Champ keeps saying it, and I definitely agree. When the game slows down more for DRC, that's DRC. Roy.
Are they cousins or something?
Man, I don't know. When the game slows down for Roy, he's definitely gonna be more of a problem because sometimes you'll see he'll do certain things. And it's like, oh, slow down. Like, if you had took a half a second more and just assess what was happening, you would have had a better outcome. So I definitely think just overall, They looked good. I'm looking for, when it comes to the Savages, I think the only thing that I'm still looking for is just more control when it comes to the turnovers. In certain key moments, they do get a lot of turnovers. And I know it happened last week against the Redhawks, and it happened again some this week as well, where it's like moments where they're getting control of the game or might be in control of the game, and then there'll be a string of turnovers, and then it's like, y'all had it, like, you know. So I think that's just one thing where, Backus said they're brothers. For real?
You know what Backus said.
I'm about to say, that's Backus report, so if he said it, that must be true. We were just playing, okay. But anyway, yeah, I think that's just the only thing with the Savages. I think they clean that up. I mean, Savages are, elite team. I mean, hats off to them. The way they played the Chargers. I mean, because you see, we got Fireball back this week. Sean went crazy, and it's just like up there when he hit the first one from the corner. I was like, uh-oh, there he is. Because last week I could tell it was his first game with the Chargers, kind of trying to fill it out, all the above. Because the Chargers, they were somewhat new in the sense of a major piece in Tate leaving, two major pieces being plugged in with Sean and KB.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, yo, how do we make all this work? KB is a high volume shooter, all the things. So yeah, it's just kind of one of the things where, yeah.
Well, I know, you talked a lot about the Savages, and you're right about the Savages, but I do want to continue to talk about the Chargers being a well-oiled machine. They go through adversity, and they seem to come out on top. Even with us last week, we kind of came back and got close, and they just kind of closed the game out. And they have cerebral players that know how to do that. The Chargers are really, really a complete team, and they're a championship caliber team. They have been for the past, 4 seasons now. They're always in the hunt of that. Especially with having KB back. That's the piece that, I believe that's why it was, I'll never say it was easy to let Tate go, but it was easier to let Tate go because you're getting a KB back. And then obviously, Tate is still trying to recoup and stuff like that as well. So, but not having him on the roster actually helped them get some draft picks and things of that nature to help them out. But just watching a game, man, it's just Shaq had 0 points. I don't know if you know that. Shaq had a goose egg. He even told me I played horrible as a goose egg, man. I mean, he even charged somebody, trying to get 2 points.
Yeah.
But for Shaq to have 0 points and that team still come out on top, that just lets you know how well balanced that team is. If one is not doing well, somebody else can pick up because we know Shaq is a big part of, the Chargers. So, but kudos to the Savages. I mean, they came out there. And the Savages have always been a team that fights. They fight. And at the end of the day, I do think overall in the season or later on in the season, it's going to help them out because they never quit. If they limit those things that you were talking about with the turnovers and, the stuff that happens at the end of the game, I think that's really going to help them out. So, but like I said, kudos to the Savages. But that was another great game. It was just a great game, and it really came down to the end. So kudos to both teams.
Let me ask you this about the Chargers: do you feel that with where they are right now, do you feel that and I don't know, this might be somewhat controversial of a question, but I'm going to ask it. Do you feel that they have, with their additions, with how deep their team is, all the above, do you feel that they have gotten better this season, or do you feel like they're still the same team they were last year?
So, man, I don't like to compare players like that because KB is great in his own way, and Tate is great in his own way. So I'll say that's an even thing right there. But then you pick up Amari. You get what I'm saying? Like the draft picks and stuff that they got, I think makes them over the top better team. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think it does. It's just because they remind me of the Warriors. You know how the Warriors, when they had the bench that was starters, pretty much. Anybody that comes off that bench could be a starter. You know, and that's what they remind me of is kind of how the Warriors are. They just have so many weapons. And I think that's what makes them better is because they have more bodies with talent. You get what I'm saying? This year than they had last year. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. Again, I bring up the fact somebody like Jamon is on their bench. They got Tarver on their bench.
Exactly.
They got Deshaun on their Showtime on their bench. Like, yeah, they're a deep team for sure. I just want to get your take on that.
Yep. Smoke is a great point guard, all of that stuff.
One of my favorite point guards, actually.
Oh, my goodness, man.
One of my favorite point guards.
He knows when. Like Smoke, he always knows when. It's like he might chill for a second, but he knows when. It's like, okay, yep, it's time. All right, let me do this right quick. And when he does something, it's like it changes the totality of the game. It's like, man, that was a big shot. Or, man, that was a big layup. Or, man, that was a great pass, great setup. It's just like, man, you know, he just knows when to do it, you know, and I just love that about him.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agreed. All right, we're going to go to this next one.
All right. Ooh.
On the next episode.
Sky, you have to be stopped.
Agreed, Alicia. This man must be stopped.
You have to be stopped. All right, but we had Bulldogs versus Blazers. Woo. Don't.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead and talk about it.
I cannot take it serious right now.
Go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead. Y'all see this right here?
Wait.
See, I only think that, you see that right there? You know what I'm saying? We don't say the other thing. We say BTH. That's belt to hips. You understand what I'm saying? Right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That's what happened. Right there. I'm just being real with you. Hey, and everybody wanna, man, why you say that and all of that stuff, man, on the next episode? Because it was the next episode. 40 burger, 40 points, bro. It was more than 40 points, but my math can only go past 40. You know what I'm saying? I can't even like it's just like it's 40. Y'all see this? Right there. Right there. Ain't nothing else to say about the game. What else you gonna say about it? What else you gonna say about it? What's you gonna talk about? Everything you gonna talk about gonna be this all it was. You know what I'm saying? This is what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm talking basketball. I ain't talking personal. But anybody who's watching this right here, anybody who's watching this, they know what I'm saying. This ain't personal. 40 points is this. I'm sorry. 40 points. And if you watching me, Bulldogs, get mad. I don't care. You need to get mad because that's ridiculous. 40 points. Okay, 40 points. All right? I'm just telling y'all. Do something about it. Be better. All right? Be better at basketball. I ain't talking about your manhood. I ain't talking about none of that. Be better at basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If you're talking basketball.
Be better at what?
Basketball. All right? I'm just saying.
Yo. Oh my God.
What else am I supposed to say? What else am I supposed to say? I mean,
my God, you a jerk, bro.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just being real, man. It was almost unwatchable. I mean, was there anybody left in the crowd? It was bad, man. And I'm not gonna say some of the major players or the main players of the Bulldogs gave up because they didn't. But there's some players, the side players that be asking for trades and all of that stuff. You wasn't playing. Like I saw you watch people shoot and not even throw your hands up. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you want to get traded to somebody with that type of effort. That's just bad, man. You know, and like I said, I'm talking about as Charles Barkley calls the others. You know what I'm saying? The others that's not the main headlines and stuff like that. those people are not. I'm just being real. Those people are really asking for trades and want to get off the team and all of that stuff. But you're not giving effort. You're not even putting full effort towards winning on this team, and it really irks me, man. I'm sorry, it really irks me to see somebody just look at somebody and let them take a shot. I'm sorry, man. I mean, it's just,
bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still in like 3 minutes ago when you just went slap off, and then I just saw this comment what Champ did to be better at basketball.
I'm just being real, man. I mean, I'm just being real, and I mean, I just want to be honest, man, because I hate to see a team. Somebody just said pride and dignity. They don't have it right now. They just don't have the pride. As a team, I'm not saying individual players. I'm just saying as a whole, as a team, they don't have the pride or dignity. Like, you have to have some type of pride in wanting to win. Like, it didn't look like you wanted to win. It looked like you just wanted to go out there and have fun. Like, it didn't look like you had a goal to win out there. And y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better. And I know you can be better. So hopefully, man, this really irks you and this really pisses you off. And I'm cool with that. You know, I'm cool with y'all getting mad because I want y'all to be better. I don't want a team to be like this in Sky West, and I know y'all can be better. So at the end of the day, man, I just want to encourage y'all. I mean, but that last game, y'all got smoked. There ain't nothing I can say about that. I'll let y'all talk. I'm
done.
I would like to provide some objectivity here, but
I mean, honestly, at one point it looked like the Blazers, they were just having fun. They were just having fun on the court. It didn't even seem like they were like trying for real. They were just having fun.
So, okay. All right. I will say this because we've laughed now. So I will say this. And I said this on the broadcast. One of the problems that the game. Oh wow! Oh no! I got comments, y'all. I got comments. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna try to bring a little objectivity here because I mean, whew. All right. So the Bulldogs only had 7 players. Number one.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
The Blazers, they had all 13 or 12 rather. My bad. They had all 12. That alone, that sign of togetherness, it translated onto the court. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the same energy that they had last year going into the championship game. If you remember, they came out in the championship game the same way. The bench was completely loaded, and from the second, the Chargers could not catch up because I mean they punched the Chargers in the face early. And there was no coming back, and the championship game was what it was. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened in this game. And I hear y'all in the comments, they could have had 70, it wouldn't have mattered, all that. I get that. And they said, oh, Cap, you and JoJo wasn't there. Okay. The point that I am making is when you have 10 on one side and 7 on the other, I was calling it during the game, bro. Let's see. I hate when Darius play good. I want to be objective only because he's still. No, bro. It really ain't. It really ain't that, bro. It's really just. I called this on the game, bro. When you're the Bulldogs and you're down and you fight to get 5 points, and then the Blazers send in a whole new 5, and all of them on that new 5, I mean, are efficient. And then you look down at your bench and you only have 2. One might be efficient, one might not. That in itself, I mean, you look at the game, the tail of the tape, as they would call it in fighting, it don't look good. So I don't know what happened draft-wise. I don't know where the rest of their team is. But again, we don't have these type of games in Sky West where there are blowouts that bad. You understand what I'm saying? Not too often. So that's why I'm saying, look, would they have won had they had? I'm not getting into all that. Would it have been a better game? I would say that we would have at least gotten a better game. Even if we don't say it was still a 20-point blowout. But that 40-point massacre that we saw, it wouldn't have been that. And from my seat where I sit in, I don't want to see that. Like, I want to see good basketball because that's what people come to watch. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying when it comes to the two different teams. It ain't about being good cop. I mean, granted, yes, that is my role. Y'all know that. But yeah, man, it's anybody know where Lango is?
I don't know where Lingo is.
I need an APB put out on that brother, bro. We need him quickly,
because that's one of the players that he has heart. I know they haven't been winning, but that dude never stops. Like he never stops.
Mm-hmm.
They need that.
Mm-hmm.
They need that, man. Because they only have a few that continues to play right now, and he's kind of part of that heartbeat, man. They need that very bad.
And with where the league is now, you're not gonna win games with Cairo and Nick. There was a time where you could have two people on the team
Absolutely.
like that, and again, I'm not knocking them.
No,
but there was a time where the league was when they first got in, especially where you have two guys on the team, and you know what I'm saying. You could get some wins, but now you have to have a team. You have to have a full team, and now it's almost not even enough for you to have a team, but you got to have a deep team now.
Yeah.
Because the teams that are in the top tier, they all have a deep bench.
Right.
So that's my tail of the tape on that one.
I've been reading these comments, man. I gotta go on record, man. That dude ain't my son, man. They keep talking about Scott Jr. went off and all this. I got two sons, man. They real young. Y'all quit tripping, man. For real. But nah, I will shout out Tino though. He did come in, man. He lit it up too, man. He was hooping. So just overall, man, the Blazers, they look like the Blazers. I don't want to make it sound boring. They look like the Blazers, which is a great thing. This is a great team. They played great since last year, you know. So I mean, I can't like say anything bad about the Blazers. I mean, they're having fun. When you say it looked like they were just playing around, like they were playing, but they were having fun and being efficient at it. Right. You know. But for a team to come out there and laugh at you like that and you get beat by 40, once again, you understand what I'm saying? This right here is what happened. And this right here should never come off of my pants. You understand what I'm saying? In this league, this shouldn't come off of my pants. I should never have to take this off on Let's Hoop because that's ridiculous.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that whole clip.
No, definitely. You better believe that clip gonna be up on social media. Believe that.
I'm just saying, man.
Bruh. The belt is nuts.
No, man, but hey, it's the truth, man. And hopefully Bulldogs come out on fire next week because that's what I want. That's honestly what I want. I want them to come out on fire next week. So I can't talk about them like this. So we can talk better about them. That's what I want from the Bulldogs. I'm not saying this. I mean, it's gonna be funny and stuff, but on a serious note, I want y'all to do better for real. So that's me being real.
Yeah, like we said last week, man, the Bulldogs were one of the more fun franchises to watch, you know, for a couple seasons, just because of the fight, you know, the whole dog pound culture, you know, the scrappy, they were known for pressing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the things, like that's the Bulldogs that I want us to get back to.
Have you heard dog pound? I'm not sure, and I might have missed it, but have y'all heard dog pound like they used to do at all this season? Because they used to do dog pound, whatever they used to do, and I haven't heard it. Like, it's just like the culture is going in the drain. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I want it to come back. So I'll leave it at that.
That's all for me.
All right, y'all. We're going to commercial and we'll be right back.
We're here to unlock greatness.
What they say doesn't matter.
What I do defines me.
Respect is our currency.
Brotherhood is our culture. What comes between us? Nothing.
We are family.
We are competition.
We are
SkyWest Basketball.
All right, y'all. Well, we are coming back with another life moment for the week. I've seen in the comments what you guys feel like the life moment should be about this week, and that is it's not going to be what the life moment is about. So I'm gonna read a quote. The quote says, "What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside you." So I was thinking about that quote, and I know with what we talk about at SkyWest all the time is, you know, we always unlock greatness is kind of like the slogan when it comes to SkyWest. And so just reading the quote when it says, you know, what lies behind you, you know, a lot of us, we've gone through things in life, you know, we made mistakes, a lot of things have happened. And we tend to focus on that a lot. And, you know, a lot of times, even the failures. Well, first and foremost, there is no failure in Christ, first and foremost. So there are only lessons, number one. But even with those, a lot of times we carry those things into, you know, our present, and which bleeds into what lies in front of us, which is the things that we see, the things that are happening right now, our day-to-day lives, situations we may be in, things we're not happy with, all the above. So we look at that back there and we don't like what we see there, and it's not where we would have wanted it to be. Then we look out in front, and currently it's not what exactly we want it to be, and you know what we want to see. But what the quote is essentially saying is, no matter what happened back there, no matter what's happening right now, right here, it pales in comparison to what's actually on the inside. And that's the important thing when it comes to what's on the inside of you, in the sense of, okay, forget your mistakes, forget the past, forget all of those things. That's something that has been placed on us in our human nature to hold those things and to hold on to those things and allow them to keep us bound, essentially. But because of Christ, we don't have to hold on to these things. We are essentially free from those things. And now we can start to deal with what's on the inside of us, because ultimately what we want to see on the outside can only be found once we discover what's inside. Once we discover that and we bring it out, that's the only time that we will be able to even change what we see in front of us. And so I was just thinking about that and just thinking about the whole unlock greatness. And I guess the question that I would have to pose, you know, to everybody watching is, what is that greatness? Like, what's on the inside of you? You know what I mean? Like, what is that thing that's going to get you to where, when I look at what's in front of me, because I'm already forgetting what was behind me, when I look at what's in front of me, what will be that thing where I can do this and it will put the picture in front of me that I want? I can unlock this skill. I can unlock this, you know, this trade or this business or whatever. What can I do? What can I unlock that will give me the picture that I want to see, where I can go to places I want to go. I can do the things I want to do. I can, you know, just all of it. Like, what are the things that will unlock that? And I think it's just kind of one of those things where a lot of times, based on society, based on social media has become a place of comparison, where we see what this person is doing over there, we see what this person is doing over here, and it affects our perspective and perception of what we're doing. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's just one of those things where it's just like, you know, tonight's life moment is just really to kind of encourage that, you know, forget what happened in the past, forget the mistakes, forget all the things, and honestly, forget what you're seeing in front of you right now. Focus on what's inward. Focus on the things inside. Now, what's the only way you can truly figure out what that stuff is? And, you know, we're going to point back to this every time. It's honestly through Christ. That's the only way you'll be able to know what's on the inside of you. That's the only way you'll be able to know what your purpose is. That's the only way to be able to know anything. You know, you got to go to the creator to understand the created. Like, I'm not gonna, I got a Mercedes. I'm not gonna pull out a Tesla manual trying to figure out how to make what's going on the inner workings of my Mercedes. Like, that would be stupid.
Right.
But if we look at it, we do it all the time when it comes to just trying to discover life. Like, we go to everything else except the one that knows all. So yeah, man, that's what I got. That's what I got for this week, man. Just, you know, forget what's behind you, forget what you see in front of you, because it pales in comparison to what's on the inside of you.
Okay.
The first thing I thought of was your environment. I know a lot of times some people can try to keep you in your past. Like, oh, well, I know you used to be this and you used to do this, but it's like I'm not that person anymore.
Exactly.
It is okay to evolve and grow. It is okay to let go of the old things. Like, it's like people who try to keep you in that environment, they want you stuck with them. But who the Son sets free is free indeed. So I'm no longer my past. I am free to in Christ to do whatever he's calling me to do. So it's like you have to like just be mindful of your environment. So if you're constantly in that same environment of, oh, let me just stick with the same old people that I knew. No, like you're not gonna grow. You're gonna get the same results every single time. But you have to put yourself, you have to get uncomfortable. And it's like a lot of people don't want to do that. And I mean, even myself, like being uncomfortable is scary because you don't know what's next. But it's like that's how you grow as a human, you know?
Indeed.
Yep. And I just keep it very short and sweet. It says in the Bible you confess with your mouth, but then the other part is something people can't see. It says believe in your heart. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in your heart. And that's what you're talking about, the inward part, that heart, you know, and he knows your heart. So the thing is those inward things that you're looking towards and focusing on, it doesn't involve anybody seeing anything, anybody saying anything or what has happened to you on the outside. It all involves what happens on the inside. And so when you're talking about birthing something, it starts there first. And it's like an egg, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be hatched. And basically it's got to be there. And you got to hone that egg, and you got to make sure that egg stays warm. You got to make sure to do that so it'll hatch. So, but if you let outside things disturb that egg, that's why the mama bird always stays at that nest. You get what I'm saying? But if you let those outside things disturb that egg, it can mess up that dream. You know, so that's essentially, you know, what you were saying. So basically guard your heart. And a lot of times don't talk to people about what you're doing, especially if it's something big. Don't tell them. Don't tell anybody because, you know, they'll be in your face. They're like, oh, yeah, man, that's a good idea. Then they're going to go tell Junebug across the street, man, you hear that food like that?
It ain't going to work.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people praying on your downfall, and that's the reality of it.
Absolutely.
Even people closest to you.
Absolutely.
So it's like you never really know. Yeah.
But that's it. That's it.
So, yeah, fellas, just, you know, as an encouragement, you know, go seek after those things. And not only that, like y'all have help, y'all have access to people, you know, not even just, you know, the guys in the league, but anybody that's watching this, you have help, you know, you have people that care, you know, get in touch with somebody on the SkyWest team and, you know, we can connect you to all kinds of people. So, yeah, man, that's it for that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Who we got next?
Who we got? Who we got?
Oh, who you got?
Who you got? All right, so let's get into this. Who you got?
And we need more chat participation in this because last time it was a little weak, wasn't it? It was a little weak. So
Agreed.
Who you got? So we're gonna let's get this popping. What you got?
Okay, so first game we got Blazers versus Redemption.
It was the disrespectful laugh before you even said it out loud. Oh, you already know who I'm going with, so.
That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying.
We ain't even.
That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying.
DJ, stop.
So, but yeah, is that what you're saying? I'm just saying. I'm
that's what Sky's saying.
No, you were saying, you're making all these noises and stuff.
You know, I still have hope for y'all. I really do. I think it's a lot of things y'all definitely have to work on, and unfortunately, y'all don't have forever to do it. So, you know, I just have to start seeing it. But
sound good to me.
you know, with the Blazers being such a well-rounded team, yeah.
I'll say this. I'm not gonna give y'all the belt, but I will say this is gonna be telling. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, which I'm picking the Blazers, but win or lose, it's gonna be telling. It's gonna be telling what your team is, what your team wants to do, and what they want their identity to be. It's gonna be telling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pulling for y'all to just like the Bulldogs. Like I want y'all to come out of that slump.
Right.
Like I want you to come out of that slump. You ain't in much slump as the Bulldogs, Lord have mercy. But I want y'all to come out of that slump. You know what I'm saying? Like I do. You know, I want y'all to do better. So, but I mean, I gotta go. I mean, if I was a bet man, I'm betting on Blazers.
You did not have to say that.
I'm just being honest.
But yeah, I
Who
mean,
you
hopefully
going
that motivates y'all though.
Who you going with? It's taking you too long. It's taking you too long.
You already
Because you asking me a
know.
stupid question right now. I'm not going to answer that crap. You know who I'm going with.
Folks, he doesn't want to answer. Okay.
Nah.
We're going to
you know who I'm going with.
I don't like to insinuate things about people.
Yeah, nah, we ain't insinuating nothing.
Okay. All right, cool.
Come on now. You know who I'm going with.
All right. Next game. That's what everybody else said.
You tried
it. All right. So we got Bulldogs versus Warriors.
We all know what that is. At this point, for me, you know, yeah, I'm going to Warriors. So, till the Bulldogs show me something, I'm going to Warriors.
Effort-wise, I think I have to go with the Warriors as well. Yeah, I gotta go with the Warriors for that one.
Yeah.
Why y'all slow talking it like?
I mean, I'm not.
I want to go against y'all.
Sometimes stuff is just unanimous.
Yeah.
Like we already know. You know what I'm saying?
But this could be the week. This really, you know what? I'm gonna go Bulldogs. This could be their week. This could be their week.
Oh no, she just,
don't give me that look. Stay behind the camera.
She just trying to make y'all feel good. That's all.
I mean, I love an underdog story.
I need you to talk real crazy. The Bulldogs mess around, pull this off.
Oh, for real.
Oh, I got
real
you.
crazy to him next.
Come on, Bull. I got y'all. Come on, dog pound.
You can hit me with my belt if the Bulldogs win. We're gonna bet. You gotta do right hand. You can't do left hand. Bet.
Let's go.
You can hit me with my belt if the Bulldogs win. How about that?
Maybe we should have brought this up before that bet was made, but it said the Bulldogs have no size to contend with Rashad or Barlow.
I mean,
and Barlow.
Yeah, they do. They got big country. What? Why you?
It's your face.
Like they got a dude named Big Country. He ain't. He big. Right, man, y'all move on, man. Y'all funny, man. Y'all move
it's
on.
Not.
You go tell me this man can't. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude's big and strong, man. You telling me
he big and he big and strong, but Rashad is Rashad.
I understand. I'm not doubting who Shad is. I'm just saying, you know.
I'm just like, if you look at the people on the other side that have gone up against Rashad, the names that you have to name to slow him down.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Barlow,
pretty short list.
I mean, even in the game Sunday, like Barlow, who is an instant game changer, as soon as he steps on when he's on the bench, and when he comes back into the game, like it's instant.
Yes.
I just think it's a tall task. That's all. But I honestly would love to see Alicia hit you with the belt on live television. So yeah.
You know, come on, dogs. Come on.
No Scott on the Knicks. No, man, I ain't doing that again, man. People was hurt over that. Yeah. So somebody said you're trying to win some money on FanDuel, by the way. But anyway, next game.
All right, we got Panthers versus Wolves.
I'm not gonna say you know who I'm going with. I'm gonna say I'm picking my Wolves, because I ain't scared. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't scared.
Hold
up now. That belt did not belong to us. Don't send that energy over here. Ain't nobody scared. Like, let's be real. We got a 2-game sample size. The first game was not like our last game, so let's not do that. Ain't nobody scared. I ain't out on my team.
You just didn't say your team name. You just like you scared to say.
I don't answer stupid questions. What's understood does not have to be explained. I'm never gonna bet it. Why would I bet against I'm not doing shit. I got the Wolves. I got the Wolves.
Oh man. Oh.
I'm gonna go Panthers.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers.
Yeah, the Wolves I will say the Wolves looked good. So I gotta give that one to the Wolves.
I got another Panthers from Lance.
Tyler says it's gonna come down to the wire.
I agree.
I'm not taking it for granted. I'm not taking the game for granted at all because, Champ is a high pedigree coach. He's got some high pedigree players, but I believe in my team. I believe in my team. I believe in my players. So that's what we're going with.
All right. Next, we got Black Ice versus Chargers.
Can't speak as fast on that one.
Now, that one is a thinker. I'll go first. I still can't get past the Chargers right now, just with the firepower that they have. Somebody has to prove to me, other than the Blazers, somebody has to prove to me that they can beat that team. That team is well stacked. So not to disrespect the Bulldogs, because it's
Black Ice.
Yeah.
Black Ice. I'm sorry. I'm already the Bulldogs is just all up in here because the belt and everything. But Black Ice, not to disrespect Black Ice. I think the only thing I can say is I think because the Chargers, the core of that team has been together for so long, and I don't think Black Ice they have some of the core, but they don't have all of the core that they used to have. They're still kind of.
Who missing from that core?
I mean, the core.
James, Rodney, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the core the past 3-4, and then you added Tank to that.
You added Tank.
You added De'Aaron Fox to that.
But think about now. Let's name the Chargers core and how many how many of the core they have versus how many Black Ice's core. They have 4 versus the Chargers have more than 4 players that's a part of that core. That's what I'm saying. They have Black Ice have a lot of new pieces, but I mean, if I had to put money on it, like I said, I'll go with the Chargers. But I think it's going to be a good game. I really do. It's hard to call, but I have to call it. If I don't, they'll be like, "You will go." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna call it.
Champ said, "Not too much, Sky. The Chargers are very beatable."
They're very beautiful.
Beatable.
Oh, beatable. Where is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, your brain fried.
Wow.
Very beautiful.
Literally.
Fried. Well, that rant took a lot out of you, didn't it?
Yeah, man. It took all my energy, man. I was saving it up. I need a sensu bean.
It's gonna go over a lot of people say that.
Yeah. That's nerd talk.
Nerd talk.
Who you got? Nah, Alicia, you going next. Who you got? Who you got?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Black Ice. I think their energy, they definitely did give the energy this past week. And hey, they said they back, so let's see it.
I think I'm gonna go Black Ice as well. I think this is one of those I'm intrigued because I know that the status quo would be the Chargers, and just with as I was speaking on earlier, how deep their team is.
Mm-hmm.
You would bet the house on them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Black Ice. I see you, Lance. You caught it.
Thank you, Lance.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Lance. Part of the team.
I like to talk back and forth because Steve said we showed y'all how to beat the Chargers. We just didn't finish.
Mm.
And Shaq said if y'all showed everyone how to beat us, y'all would have won.
Ooh. Y'all show everyone how to lose to us. Y'all petty, bro. Y'all are petty. I thought I was petty.
You are.
Oh, no, whatever.
You are. I'm like, wait, we're not gonna walk that back. You are. You just took off your belt in the studio and waved it around for 10 minutes. You are, sir.
Oh man. Oh man. But nah, that's gonna be a rough one. I'm like really interested in that game.
Yeah, same.
Really am.
Same.
So
All right, and last but not least, we got Savages versus Titans.
God, that's a tough one now. No, I will say this. I will say this. And I will say this with all respect to the Titans. They were missing one.
Raekwon? Yeah.
They were missing one.
Yeah.
That's why I say, I'm not trying to gloat. They were missing one. That's a heavy player. And if he is there,
somebody else for y'all to deal with.
Yeah. So that being said, is he going to be there Sunday? Is he going to be there Sunday? If he's there Sunday, that might tip them over. But he's not. If he's not there, I think the Savages is going to get a win. So
I'm thinking it's going to be I agree with Champ. He said that he believes that Savages Titans might be the game of the day. I'm gonna agree with that one. And I think I'm gonna go with the Titans on that one still. I think it's gonna be a bounce back week for the Titans. They don't like the fact that they won, and they have players that are like they take that kind of stuff like to heart, and it shows in their next game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the Titans.
And no, James, I didn't just now realize that. That's why I stated it, because I didn't just realize that. He must have thought I didn't know that.
No, we knew that on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, don't put yourself in that cloud, bro. Bring yourself down, sir.
Baggett said all players will be accounted for on Sunday. So,
yeah, so that's that.
So you changing? You going Titans because you're sitting in the middle right now.
Oh, if they're accounted for, yeah.
You going Titans?
Mm-hmm. I'll go Titans. So, yeah, that's where I'll go with it because they look good. They look good with them.
Alicia?
Titans.
So we sweeping the board with this one.
Yeah.
No chance for the Savages.
I mean,
why your boy Mason always trolling, bro? I see you, Mason. What I said about other people.
Oh.
He really wants to go there. What I said about other people. So last week, I'm going to explain to people, and I think this is what sparked everything with the Titans and Goon versus me. I said that Darius Backus is the head coach, and they've added other people. I really didn't mean anything by that. If I'm taking a shot, I let you know I'm taking a shot. I was not taking a shot. I didn't mean anything by that. I just said other people. I was just talking. So they made that a whole big thing in Goon versus Sky. And the funny part is I didn't know it was Goon versus Sky. I thought the Wolves were playing the Titans. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have a clue. So, I mean, they can take it as they want, but I didn't mean any of that. No disrespect to Goon. You know what I'm saying? He does have a championship with me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everything he brought to the Wolves, when we had him. So it was no shot to Goon at all. But, people make things of what they want to make of it. So whatever. Y'all can have that if y'all want it. So that's what he was talking about. Anyway, there we go.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Sounded like a shot to me. You're going to remember the Titans. Oh, okay. Whoa, what happened there? No, I'm kidding.
Well, that is a wrap on episode 2, y'all. Again, I just want to see that energy come Sunday. That's all.
Sunday, I think it's going to be a full load of good games Sunday.
Absolutely.
Except the Bulldogs.
All right, y'all.
They gotta show.
It's past his bedtime, so you're gonna have to
reaching
excuse
that
Sky.
that
It is
10
past
o'clock.
his bedtime.
That 10 o'clock.
The old people gotta get like a little more sleep. But
no, I'm fully awake. I mean what I'm saying. I'm telling you. I mean what I'm saying. And I hope it motivates them just to prove me wrong. Because if you prove me wrong, I will come on this show and get whipped by you know what I'm saying? I already made the bet. I hope you prove me wrong, because it'd be good for TV to see her, whip me with my own belt. I'm cool with that. Be good for TV. So I hope y'all step up. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
Well, we love y'all. We out.
All right, y'all.